right. I was supposed to feed you. Poor little guy. Better leave these where Mom won't see them. Nevada, home to all manner of folksy cryptids and cool dads. Yeah?
Come down to the basement. There's something I want to show you.
The basement? What is it?
Oh, it's nothing really. Remember, this? Gah!
I love it! Where did this masterpiece come from?
Your Aunt August made it. When she was a kid. It's Lady, the dog we had when we were growing up.
And Aunt August isn't a rich and famous artist now?
Well, she is one of those things. Not a famous artist, though.
We've still got a little while before we actually move out, right? Like a week?
Yeah, about.
The estate sale was weird. Having all those people in the house, picking through Grandma's stuff. I'm glad it's over.
Yeah, me too.
Are you okay? Mom.
We took care of your grandmother right up to the end, and
now they're selling the house out from under us. I know.
wanna just take a minute and look around and see what's left? I haven't really gone through everything since the sale ended.
Yeah, me neither. That sounds really nice. Just looking through what's still here. Aside from this hell picture.
Amazing that no one bought it, right?
Just shocking.
So you're all packed up, right? Good to go?
Ugh, oh my god.
Just remember that it needs to be done by Wednesday so we can get everything out of here on time.
I know. Ooh, so dapper. Was this Grandpa's? Grandma's advice column was popular, wasn't it?
For a little while, yeah.
I felt really lucky that I got to ask her for advice face to face. I remember when we went to that one book signing when I was a little kid.
You remember that?
Yeah, I mean, people in the audience seemed so excited and nervous to get to ask her their questions right there in person. Sometimes when I'd ask Grandma for advice, she'd start off with, "Don't tell Millie," but I think she saved her special advice for me.
Well, she could have given some advice to herself and realized that taking out 3 mortgages on her house wasn't such a good idea.
Grandpa Leo was a
An inspector for the county.
What's that mean?
He inspected things for the county.
Oh, great, Mom. Thanks.
Commercial buildings, mostly. When we were driving around town, he'd point out the ones he'd inspected. I remember he was very proud of inspecting the department store. You know, the big one on Old Main Street. Every foot of electrical, fire sprinklers, alarm system, everything. He'd say he was the only thing keeping half the buildings in town from burning down. Electrical fires are no joke.
I'm taller than you were.
Who's taller now?
You are. But I've still got time. Who are these people? Mom's friends? I've gotta take more pics with Francine this year. We're so cute! Maybe I should start carrying a camera around. We did our best, but the results were... Ugh. No! Why isn't this in the fridge getting cold? Come on, Mom. Wow, was this taken right here? Cool. That's Grandpa?
Mm-hmm. Probably only a year before he died.
Of a heart attack?
Yeah, very sudden. But I guess that's how heart attacks are.
Oh, what happened to this?
Oh, that? You know, I'm not sure.
Isn't this Grandma and Grandpa's wedding china?
Mm-hmm.
Was it broken like this ever since you can remember?
No. No, it broke when I was a kid.
Grandma must have been upset.
She wasn't happy, no. But I did my best to glue it back together.
You had to do it? Did you break it?
No. My father broke it. Listen, I don't want to talk about it. It was a long time ago.
If Grandpa broke it, why did you have to fix it?
My parents, they got into arguments sometimes. You know that.
Uh-huh.
So, sometimes... Well, one time, a plate got thrown against the wall by my father. That plate. And, well, no one else was putting it back together, so... I went ahead and did it. On the floor of the dining room here.
Jesus Christ, Mom.
I told you I didn't want to talk about it. Maybe you should listen to your mother sometimes.
Sorry. Ugh, Mom. Please quit already. Oh, how did this end up down here?
Huh. Must have been in a drawer of something that got sold.
This is from one of the first digs Dad and I went on.
It was kind of adorable how excited you both got about going on those digs.
I remember being so sure that we would actually find bootlegger gold. Or at least a clue about it.
Your dad. Well, at the very least, he certainly had a way of firing up your imagination. I'll give him that.
What? No one bought this masterpiece? I'm downright offended. I made this when I was, what, 4?
At Frankenmuth.
Yeah, at that pottery demonstration they did. They'd call little kids up from the audience and show them how to do it. I was so excited. I was jumping up and down, waving my hand, because I knew that Grandma likes pots.
She kept it up on this display shelf with all her other pieces all those years since you gave it to her. Oh, honey.
It's okay. I think I'm gonna hold on to it. Grandma held on to it all this time. She wouldn't have wanted me to throw it away.
Wow. A few pieces of pottery that my mom collected from around the world are still here. I'm surprised they didn't all sell. I think this one is from South America, not sure which country. And this one's Japanese.
I've never even left the country. Why haven't we ever gone anywhere cool?
Niagara Falls isn't cool.
It isn't Japan.
Well, it's a lot easier to drive to Niagara Falls than Japan. Cheaper, too.
But wouldn't it be fun? Me and you, an intercontinental mother-daughter adventure?
Maybe an intra-continental adventure.
I'm thinking of a certain place. Somewhere warm and southwestern. Somewhere where, say, my own father currently resides.
Listen, we've discussed this. We're not going to Nevada to visit Penn. It's not gonna happen.
Well, what if I just went by myself?
By yourself? No way. It's a bad idea.
How come?
There's a bunch of reasons.
Like
I said so, and I'm your mother?
Did Grandma start dressing like this after you moved out of the house?
Mm-hmm. After my father passed, my mother, well...
Turned into a hippie.
A bit of a free spirit, let's say.
Doesn't look like that rubbed off on August much.
I think it might have. To push her in the opposite direction.
Oh, good. Some of Grandma's pottery didn't get sold. I loved watching her at the potter's wheel when I was little. Had she been doing pottery her whole life?
Honestly, I think it's something else she picked up after my dad passed.
Like the advice column?
No, she was doing that since I was a kid.
Did Grandma... Was she ever with anyone else after Grandpa died?
Whoa, where did this come from?
Well, she just seems so vivacious. You'd think some man would be interested.
Yeah, no, not that I know of.
Is this...
Some of the last pottery your grandmother made. Yep. After her fine motor skills started to go.
It's so sad. I miss her a lot.
Yeah, me too. Oh, hey. It's August. Ugh, exhausted. The state sale was a lot. But that's easy for you to say. Yeah, I remember. And the answer is still no. Well... The what? Oh, right. Right. Sorry, it hasn't exactly been at the front of my mind. Yeah, it's around here, somewhere. No, it's fine. Okay. Love you. Bye. Unbelievable.
What did she say?
Nothing helpful.
Is she still not gonna help us with the house?
No. She was just calling to ask me to find some book of hers.
Any idea where it could be?
It must be upstairs somewhere, in your grandma's things. It has a red and black cover, white block lettering. I'll know it when I see it.
Okay, let's go. Oh, somebody bought Grandma's old writing desk?
And her typewriter. He said he was an advice columnist too, and wanted to use them for his writing. He said your grandmother was a real inspiration. He left a very nice note.
And a lot of money?
Well, it was just an old desk.
But it had sentimental value.
For us, maybe.
And for him, obviously. Can I see the note?
Sure.
Well, okay. I guess it's all right that he got it.
Glad you approve. Want to know something? Your grandmother didn't write this. I did.
You did? Why you?
Hmm?
Well, you're not like a writer.
Well, I don't know. I think I did okay.
No, I mean, you did great, but, you know, I don't know. Were you surprised when they asked you to do it?
Mm, I think her editor, she just wanted it to be from someone who she was close to. I guess she was hoping for a family voice. I just tried to put myself in Millie's shoes.
Well, you did a good job.
Thanks.
I remember hiding in here with a flashlight to read my books when I was a little kid and we were visiting Grandma.
And a box of crayons, apparently.
We'd come to visit and I'd hunker down in here for hours. Some kind of game in my head, I guess. I'd be hiding in here, and I'd hear Grandma out there in her room, typing away or just reading in bed. I know she knew I was in there, but she'd always pretend not to know. And I'd pretend she had no idea I was hiding. I don't know why. I just liked the feeling of knowing she was out there.
I have only slipped away into the next room. Somewhere very near, just around the corner.
The poem you read at Grandma's funeral.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ma! Actually, maybe I should just put this back. I am the very model of a modern major general. La 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 da 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 mineral. What's this?
Oh, it's a hook pole thing to pull down the hatch to the attic.
Could August's book be up in the attic? With Grandma's things?
Could be.
Alright. We can go up there, but... you go first.
Okay, come on up!
Damn, it's dusty. Now, where's that book? Okay, well this is just creepy stuff. Why are these up here?
You'd rather they were downstairs?
Good point. Oh, Grandpa Leo was a bowler? He and Dad have that in common.
What do you mean?
Dad loves bowling,
No, he doesn't.
but he's always wearing those bowling shirts. Didn't he used to be in a league or something?
Honey, he just thinks those shirts make him look hip.
Bowling shirts? Are you kidding? I thought he must have so much bowling pride that he wore those shirts around in spite of them being obviously not cool.
No. They're definitely a fashion statement. I think he got the idea from that movie Swingers.
This explains so much.
Like why you never once saw him actually bowl?
Yes. Whoa. Grandma's wedding dress?
I wore it on my wedding day, too. And you can wear it when you get married.
I think I'd want something more modern.
But, well, just look. It's still in such good condition. And it'd be handed down from your grandmother to me to you.
Okay, but I'm not gonna wear it just because it would be... upholding some kind of tradition.
Oh, it's not about some stuffy tradition. I would just think you would want to.
But I just said I don't.
You don't know you'll feel that way when the time comes. You might change your mind.
Oh, stop trying to... You don't know what I want better than I do.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying you don't know how you'll feel.
I know how I feel. If I wanted to consider wearing it for my theoretical wedding, I'd say I did. But I don't. I'd want my own dress, if I even have a wedding, okay? I know better than you. I mean... But it's a nice dress. It meant a lot to Grandma. And to you. Isn't that enough? What's under here?
Here, let me grab that. I'll put it up here to look through. Yeah, there's a bunch of old stuff in here. But...
Mom?
Hold on, it might still be here somewhere.
There's something...
Here it is. Maybe if your dad had read this, he wouldn't have stopped working at the video store.
Mom! What's in there?
This is just some junk from the old summer house.
Your family had a summer house?
Well, it was more of a cottage, I guess. We spent the summers up there for a long time.
And you've never taken me to visit?
Well, I haven't been there since I was your age. We just stopped going one summer. The summer after my dad died. I think there were just too many memories there.
Oh my god.
What?
Aren't you seeing it?
Seeing what?
Right here! Behind them? That's a freshly covered hole.
Uh-huh.
It's obviously the location of the buried bootlegger gold.
In our backyard, you mean?
Indubitably.
Lady probably buried a bone there.
Dogs don't really do that. Only cartoon dogs do that.
Only cartoon dogs bury bones, but real-life bootleggers bury gold in people's backyards? In 1968?
It was a different time, Mother.
Sure.
Did Grandma write these?
During the last summer, we visited the cottage.
Was she... okay?
Looks like her editor didn't think she was. It was only a year after my father died. I think Millie was still figuring things out, too.
It must have been hard.
I'm sure it was. They'd been married 20 years?
I meant for you.
Oh, right. I mostly just tried not to think about it.
That doesn't seem very healthy.
It got me through.
Grandma's sunglasses? Vintage. Can I keep them?
You think they're your style?
Yeah.
Sure. Just be careful with them.
I'll guard them with my life. Homemade marbles?
Ah, these little stones were from the stream near the summer house.
You painted them?
Me and August. The rocks from the stream were so smooth, but I forget why we painted them.
You were really that bored, huh?
There weren't many TV channels back then.
Tragic. Groovy van.
I did love that van. The engine died for good while we were visiting the summer home, and so I just turned it into my bedroom after that.
You slept in a broken down van?
Well, the summer house was small, and I always had to share a bedroom with August. When I realized I could have my own space just by sleeping out in the van, it was a no-brainer.
Did you, like, redo it to be like a bedroom inside?
Yeah. Your grandfather pulled the seats out for me, and I set up a little bed frame with a mattress and all sorts of posters and pillows and shelves and things like that.
Wow, that's actually cool. Could I do that? With our car?
No!
Whoa. There was a crime spree?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, department stores and fancy clothing shops. Places kept getting robbed. The police couldn't figure out how the crooks were pulling it off. It went on for, well, I mean, it felt like months.
So what happened? Did they get caught?
Now that I don't remember.
Well, whoever this guy was, it sure seems like he and Grandma had something pretty intense going on. Was Grandma Helen in some kind of secret relationship?
No! Not the Helen I knew.
Intrigue. Grandma, what were you up to? Grandma's diary? Should we?
Oh, I don't think we should really...
Oh, Grandma wouldn't have cared. I'm dead. What difference does it make to me? I can hear her saying it now. What is this? So, Grandma and this guy were definitely together before Grandpa died? And they were gonna run away together? You never heard about this?
No, this is...
And what is this key to? Why is it hidden in here?
something at the summer home, I assume?
Okay, well, now we've gotta go check the old place out. To find out who this mystery man was. Don't you want to know?
I don't know, Tess. We still have so much to do around here.
Come on. It'll be fun. An adventure.
I still need to call Tina at the theater and finish cleaning out the fridge.
Come on. We never get to do stuff together. You spend all your time at the theater, and I spend all my time in school. When was the last time we were able to do something? To talk?
Well...
You do want to know, don't you? I can see it, Mom. I can see it in your face.
Oh, God. You know, a little change of scenery would be nice.
Ha, that's the spirit.
We could spare a weekend before we have to move for a little road trip, right? To tie up some loose ends.
Right.
And some of those little towns along the way are great for antiquing.
Yeah, sure.
All right, it's a deal. Let's hit the road and see what we find. I could really use a break from all this, even if it's just for a weekend. Pack your overnight bag.
Yes!
And bring your homework. I don't need you falling behind at school.
What about August's book?
We can FedEx it to her when we get back.
Okay. A road trip! This is gonna be great. Is it okay if I turn on the radio?
I don't know how much signal we'll get, but yeah, sure. What are you doing back there? Are you gonna do your homework?
No. Reading in the car makes me carsick.
Then what are you messing with back there?
I don't know.
So stop it. It's not safe.
When did you say the last time you were at this summer house was?
Oh, when I was, I guess, 15. Your age?
I'm 16.
I meant about your age.
So, like, 35 years ago?
And you say you're bad at math.
What was it like?
The summer house? I just always really liked it there. It was an escape.
From what?
Everything, I guess. School, town, same old. Every day just felt like it was hours when we were there.
Sounds really nice. So why did we never go?
I don't know. It was somewhere I always associated with being a kid. Yeah, we stopped going as a family when I was your age, and then I went off to college, and then married your father.
Did Dad even know about this place? I can't imagine Dad passing up a free summer home where he could just hang out and do nothing all day.
So you're saying your father is lazy?
He's a man of leisure.
Is that what that phrase means?
What else would it mean? He likes relaxing.
He sure does. It's probably why I never mentioned it to him. Because I knew he would never have put in the work to actually fix it up so we could use it.
It needed a lot of work?
Well, not last I saw it, but being unoccupied for decades out there in the middle of nowhere, it's gotta be falling apart.
It could still be in good shape. Maybe somebody's been, you know, keeping it up.
You hope squatters have been living in it?
No, like... You know, like... shoe elves. I mean, it'd be nice if it were magically still in good shape, considering we need a new place to live.
To live in? Tess, I'm sorry, you couldn't live there, and not year-round.
Why not?
Well, it doesn't have central heat, or even really insulation. It's a summer home, not a winter home.
Fine. Then where are we going to live?
I don't know yet.
We're gonna be living in this car, aren't we?
No!
Just like when you lived in that van.
We can find an apartment.
How are you even going to pay for an apartment?
The theater company, you know...
I thought you said it was underwater.
Well, you know, it's not doing great, but...
Mom.
What?
We need money.
Believe me, Tess, I know.
If Dad was still here.
Excuse me?
He could help. Pay for things.
If your father and I were still together, we wouldn't be in this situation in the first place.
Well, have you asked Dad if he could send back some money? To help?
Absolutely not. He doesn't have the money.
But Dad moved out west. For work. What? Don't laugh at me.
I'm not. It's just... work. Sure.
It wasn't for work? Then what was it then? I think I deserve to know.
If he hasn't told you his side of the story, I'm not gonna step in and take that responsibility for him, like I always did. Your father left me in a hell of a situation. We made all these decisions together. Do you not understand that? We made decisions that depended on us both, you know, sticking around. I didn't plan for any of this. You idealize your father, you know that? And I just don't really want to talk about it right now.
Fine. Let's never talk about it. Let's never talk about anything important.
Are you sending text messages to someone?
Yes? Yes, I am.
To who?
It's to whom, Mother? It was Dad.
Just getting his side of the story, huh?
No comment.
It's alright. Having a common enemy can help bring people together.
You're not my enemy. Or Dad's.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Well, it's not supposed to. Mom!
My God.
Are you okay?
I just didn't think it would still be here.
Mom, well, it is. And it looks to be surprisingly well preserved.
Well, it's not just like I remember it. A little more...
Rundown?
weathered than the last time I was here. But I guess I am too.
Want to start looking around?
Yeah,